When disaster strikes, you need help fast. At ServPro, we're on the road within the hour, ready to restore what matters most. Our certified technicians arrive prepared, backed with decades of experience and advanced tools to handle any challenge. Inside, our team gets to work, quickly assessing the damage and getting straight to work. So you can breathe easy, knowing trained professionals are here when it matters most. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Ryan GMC has a serious offer on a seriously capable truck. For a limited time, get 2.9% APR for 72 months. Plus a $1,500 customer allowance on all 2026 Sierra 1500 models. From TurboMax to Duramax Diesel, 4 available engines give you the freedom to choose your power. Get the truck and the offer you've been waiting for at Ryan GMC. We are professional grade.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Today's game on PSP Network is being brought to you by your friends at Verendrye Electric Cooperative, your local electric cooperative. For more information, contact Verendrye Electric Cooperative. Hey, good evening and welcome to the Star City of Velva, North Dakota for Division A high school football tonight on PSP Network. I'm Jonas Nelson. Corey McIver joins me. Dallas Hansen pinch hitting on camera tonight. Glad to be able to bring you this football game tonight. One of 3 games here on the PSP Network this evening as, yes, it is that time of the year again. School is back in session. Fall sports are underway, and this is our first broadcast, my first broadcast, Corey's first broadcast of the season for high school football this fall, and we look forward to bringing you lots of great action on the football field from the volleyball courts here this season as we kick off another year of great high school sports, 2026-27 school year. You've been busy already. A week of school, a week plus of school at South Prairie where you teach, right?
Yeah, we started August 20th and been going for about a week and a half here now, and kind of in full swing, no pun intended, with the girls' golf season in swing. I was texting back and forth with you today. I had the varsity girls up in Harvey actually for a golf meet. We had about an hour-long rain delay. Wow. So I went from the golf course, drove back to school, got in my car, and headed back this way to Velva to catch a football game, and ended up being a pretty nice day after the rain went through and the clouds went away and the wind died down a little bit. We've got a perfect night for football here, and see the crowd starting to gather in here a little bit. We've got 2 teams that are primed for a good run for the season. Velva's always that perennial favorite. Harvey's looking to bounce back from their loss from last week, and Velva's looking to kind of extend an early season win streak here. So it's going to be a good game. These teams are no stranger to one another throughout the years. Have had some good battles in the trenches for those games. So it's a good back and forth, and I think we're going to settle in and have a pretty good show for everybody tonight.
Well, you do a rewind to last year, and you have Velva-Drake-Anamoose Garrison, who went on the season 10-2 was their overall mark. They went 3-7 in Region 3, were the number 1 seed. Went into the playoffs and made it all the way to the state semifinals. That game we brought you on PSP Plus in Langdon last year, and wound up that the Cardinals win that game. They go on and win the state title in Division A high school football last year. So the Aggies just that close to getting back to that title game, something they're very familiar with. Since 1997, they have won 11 state Class A championships. 10 of those, of course, were under Larry Sandy. He coached, of course, and had a 280-71 mark, 79% winning percentage in his time here, starting in 1997. And then Matt Weidler, of course, took over. This is his 4th season, and on the season so far, 32-4, the mark under Matt Weidler. So an 89% win percentage, and they did win a title in 2024 under Weidler. So, yeah, they are primed for success. Are the Aggies, and if they don't make it deep into the playoffs, it's probably a discouraging season for the Aggies and their fans. Interesting point, when they've made it to that state title game with the Dakota Bowl, they've never lost it.
Yeah, and that's something you can, like you said, you hang your hat on a program like this with Velva-Drake-Anamoose Garrison, starting with Larry Sandy all those years and all those wins, and Matt Weidler being from Velva, played for Coach Sandy and went on and played at the college level, came back to Velva, worked under Coach Sandy toward the end of his coaching career and took over the helms. And of course that's always some pressure when you're the new guy taking over for a veteran like Coach Sandy and the success that he's had, and Coach Weidler really hasn't lost a beat with his coaching staff and the program that with a program like this, you don't really, if it's one of those additives, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
right.
You try to put your own personal wrinkles to what you want this program to look like, and Coach Weidler has done that, and they've really just kind of hasn't really slowed down a little bit. They've got some hiccups here and there. We look at their record from last year, the 2 losses, one being to Langdon in the semifinals. They went on and won the state title, and then they're looking to avenge the early season loss from last year when in this very game almost a year ago to the day that Harvey, when Velva went down to play Harvey on their home turf, they were able to knock them off early in the season. So Velva's going to be ready to avenge that loss. I have a feeling they're going to come out here and want to put a good showing to the home fans. So, but again, we're looking on paper, they're some evenly matched, especially up front. I was kind of looking at the depth chart here. The trenches is going to be where this game is going to be won and lost. With which teams' offense and defensive line can control that line of scrimmage. That's going to be the telling point of the outcome for tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Coach Weidler taking over for Larry Sandy, and Larry did a great thing with Matt. The last few years that he coached, Matt was his assistant head coach. Yep. So he did a lot of the duties that Larry normally does and really groomed him for that, and that has led to continued success here. On the other hand, Harvey Wells County Hornets have their own success in their history. Of course, years ago we would have the Sandy Bowl, yep. Right? Because Larry coached here in Velva, and his brother Brad Sandy would coach in Harvey Wells County. Both of them, of course, wound up going into the North Dakota Associated Press Sportscaster Sports Writers Hall of Fame for their storied careers. Brad Sandy, of course, 15 years that he was, 16 years that he was there at Harvey. 8 Dakota Poll appearances since 1993 that they had. They're champions in 98, in 07, and 08. And Harvey lost to Velva in the 01 championship game in truly the Sandy Bowl, the Dakota Bowl, Sandy Bowl, that one was. Then you have Brett Doctor that comes in, takes over. And he has done a great job with this program. Again, another program of success. He's carried that right on, and his 30th year of coaching overall is Brett Doctor. And again, a lot of success for him here for the Hornets, as again, a team that has been at the top of Division A football for a long, long time. One of the top teams that you can pretty much expect will get into the playoffs and make some noise each and every year.
Yeah, you look at some of the teams in this A division that have been perennial, always has success during the regular season, always finds their way into the playoffs, and these are two teams that you're going to see tonight that have that pedigree into them. And like you said, it started with the Sandy brothers, Brad in Harvey and Larry here at Velva, and then the apprentice that came after them, Coach Doctor and Weidler, for their respected groups. They haven't really dropped the ball as far as keeping that momentum going, and truly, this is a game that, the outcome of this game, whatever it is, you just probably have a feeling that toward the end of the season, when you get into October, come playoff time, there may be a chance that these two teams could see each other again in the playoffs as well. So we're gonna be in store for a good one here tonight. Everybody's excited to be here. It's Friday night in the fall. No other better place I think you'd really want to be right in the evening on a Friday night and in North Dakota than to be out on a football field to catch a football game. And so I'm really excited to be kicking off the season again with PSP and be with you here tonight. And I know we've got a few games throughout the fall, the football season. So we're looking kind of forward, just settling in and taking in some really good football here this fall.
Well, we really hit it in earnest here this week. Our schedule, of course, last night down in Bismarck, you had Woody and Chuck had Century and Shanley, and number one Century gets knocked off at the last second. Shanley scored a touchdown with, I think, 15 seconds to go in the game and knocks off the Patriots. So exciting game there. Tonight, this game here in Velva, and then we got big boy football, Bismarck and West Fargo. And also we got Minot High and Fargo at Davies on the schedule here tonight. So a busy night here on PSP Network as we get after it in earnest. We'll take a quick break here on our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show, and we're back with our keys to the game and more when we return.
When disaster strikes, you need help fast. At ServPro, we're on the road within the hour, ready to restore what matters most. Our certified technicians arrive prepared, backed with decades of experience and advanced tools to handle any challenge. Inside, our team gets to work, quickly assessing the damage and getting straight to work. So you can breathe easy, knowing trained professionals are here when it matters most. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
A fender bender, a big idea. The next chapter.
Different days have different needs.
But they all start the same way.
With one call to First Western.
Banking. Insurance. Trust.
Not departments, just different ways we show up for the same people.
First Western, all under one roof, all in your corner. You can bank on us.
Welcome to the UPS store. How can I help you today? From big, bold banners and yard signs to professional business cards, flyers, brochures, and more, we can help bring your ideas to life. The UPS store, 1940 South Broadway, Minot.
Welcome back to Larry Sandy Field here in Velva as we get you ready for tonight's game between the Aggies and Hornets here on PSP Network. Our Velva-D Instant Oil Change pregame show is brought to you by Velva-D Instant Oil Change. Locations in Minot and Bismarck to serve you. They are super convenient. You simply stay in your car, you drive through, you get your oil changed, and a safety check all done in about 15 minutes, and then you're on with your day. It's something the Lundeen family has done for over 25 years, helping out families in the area, including mine. I take my vehicles there because it is so convenient, and encourage you to do the same. Velva-D Instant Oil Change. All right, so let's take a look at keys to the game. And our keys to the game is brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. To seal your heating and air game, call Northern Plains Heating and Air, 222-2155. Make sure your furnace is ready for winter as you call Dylan at Northern Plains Heating and Air. The keys to the game for the Hornets, simply win the line. If you win the line of scrimmage, offense and defense, you give yourself a real chance.
Yep, absolutely. I think, like I made mention earlier in the pregame, you've got both offenses have a stout offensive line. You're going to put pressure on those defenses to kind of get some penetration and some pursuit. So the offensive line that can control it when their team's got the ball. If you can control the line of scrimmage, you have the game pretty much in hand. So that's going to be a big key for both squads. Which team can kind of control that 2-yard area of the neutral zone there, the line of scrimmage, and the team that does that's going to probably be the one that comes out with the victory.
And the Aggies, I think the key for the game for them is going to be their quarterback play. Again, last few years, of course, seniors and upperclassmen that have held that and played really well. And now it's Peyton Weidler, who is just a freshman, as their starting quarterback. The coach's son started off a little shaky against Valley City last week, but then he settled in really nicely, wound up 14 of 19 for 168 yards, did throw a couple touchdown passes in there, and settled in really nicely. So, but a freshman at quarterback for any team, that's going to be a little key there. Yeah,
that's we talk about that. Freshmen in key roles like that is one thing. Being a freshman quarterback for a team like Velva that's got those high expectations for how the season's going to go, that's probably going to weigh on your shoulders a little bit. And like you said, watching the game last week against Valley City, he did come out look a little shaky there, probably some nerves a little bit. But he did settle down a little. Did settle down. You know, had the one interception last week, but it came back with 2 touchdown passes. But you know, you look up front. It doesn't hurt when you have got 3 seniors and 2 juniors as your offensive linemen that are going to keep you clean, and you've got playmakers that, you know, some junior senior playmakers that out on the wide receivers and the running back. Let those guys kind of do the heavy lifting. You know, if you're Peyton, I'm sure Dad's probably been talking to you a little bit about just take care of the football, manage the game, take the shots when they become available to you. But the big thing is just keep the ball in our possession, move the ball down the field, let those upperclassmen, let those seniors lead us to a victory.
Again, Northern Plains Heating and Air brings you our keys to the game, northern-plains.com for Northern Plains Heating and Air. Last week, these teams starting off the regular season, and for the Hornets, it was against number 3 ranked Ellendale Edgeley-Colm. 34-14 was the final in that contest. As the Hornets, they start off the season with a gauntlet. Number 3 last week, number 1 Velva this week, and then the team that Velva's tied with at the top of the poll and the defending champions in Langdon area Munich. That's their opponent next week in a home game for the Hornets. So 3 ranked opponents all right away, and that'll tell you a lot about your football team right away.
You get a good test on what kind of team you are and what kind of makeup you are when you have those as your first 3 opponents of the year. But then you kind of look at the success you have against these 3 squads is going to carry you through the rest of the year. So you survive that 3-game stretch there, and then you kind of settle in and work on some of the things that's been going well, tweak the things that need to be tweaked a little bit, and then you're ready to go.
Velva Drake Animus Garrison, on the other hand, went to Valley City last week and played the Highliners and their new turf field that they have there, and it was fast and furious for the Aggies. They wound up 44-6 winners last week in Highliner country to start off the season. So 1-0 for the Aggies, 0-1 for Harvey Wells County. As Curry mentioned last year, a year ago, the game that was played at Harvey, 10-8 was the final as the Hornets won that one. And that would be the only regular season loss for the Aggies as they would move through the 25-26 campaign last year. Just about ready for our national anthem here as we get ready to bring you the starting lineups as well. And so let's bring you our national anthem as we honor America and say a big thank you to those serving and those who have served and their families. Great job on the national anthem. And again, we say big thank you to those who are serving and their families, to those who have served, our veterans and their families. Thank you for your gifts, giving your lives so that we can enjoy the freedoms we have here in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. God bless America. All right, let's look at starting lineups here for the game tonight. As you see the Hornets lining up here. And the Aggies lining up as well for the starting lineups to be announced on a nice crowd that has filtered in here to Larry Sandy Field here in Velva tonight. Starting offense for the Aggies. Up at center will be Eric Ulan. He's a 240-pound senior. The left guard is Jordan Meckley, 235 pounds and a senior. Carter Hurt, a 220-pound senior at right guard. The right tackle is Elijah Myers, 255 and a junior. The left tackle, Lexton Smith, a 205-pound junior. Wide receiver, Brady Hoff, who is a senior. Slade Nordstrom, a senior. And also Isaiah Hackman, a sophomore. The starting tight end for the Aggies is Jordan Mack, who is a sophomore. Logan Vincent, the senior running back. And again, Peyton Weidler, we mentioned, the freshman quarterback for the Aggies. Matt Weidler, fourth season for him, assisted by Brock Nagel, Bobby Bartz, Casey Kwame, Levi Lemire, and Pat Efforts. Fifth year of the co-op, and they have a 45-4 record as a co-op of Velva, Drake, Anamoose, Garrison, and 2 state titles, 22 the last year for Larry Sandy, and 24 a year for Matt Weidler. As we look defensively for the Harvey Wells County Hornets, they'll go this way up front. They run a 4-3, and the defensive ends would be Rylan Wetzel, 195-pound senior, and Kiefer Finley, 205 and a senior. The defensive tackles are Christian Mertz, 225 and a senior, and Isaac Kellers, a 230-pound senior. 3 linebackers, including R.J. Newmiller, a sophomore. Kyson Zare is a junior inside linebacker, and the other outside one is Easton Shue, a senior. The cornerbacks for the Hornets, Dylan Heitman, a junior, and Andrew Williams, a senior. The strong safety is Cale Haas, a senior, and the free safety is Christopher Marchand, who is a junior. Brett Doctor, head coach, assisted by Casey Weinman, Hunter Shue, Colby Houchin, and also Gary Doctor. Co-op since 2011 for Harvey Wells County, Pheasant, and Bowdoin. So you have been a co-op here. The history of this contest between the Aggies and the Hornets. The Aggies have the upper edge, 19-5 is the record in favor of the Aggies in these games. Introductions done, and we're ready to play some football. Thanks again to Valvoline Instant Oil Change for their pregame sponsorship. As you stop in, they are your locally owned oil change headquarters, 15 minutes or less, and you are on your way at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. So a big thank you goes out to them. Teams getting their final instructions, ready to head out onto the field. Glad to have you along here again on this Friday night. Jonas Nelson, Corey McIver with you, and Dallas Hansen manning the camera tonight here at Larry Sandy Field. Hornets will kick off first, as you'll see on kicking duties for the Hornets. Kyson Zare does that. Back to receive the kickoff. Brady Hoff, Logan Vincent. All-staters on these teams from last year included Logan Vincent for the Aggies. He was a 2025 All-State second-teamer. Out for the season is senior Madden Barstead. He was an All-State player last year, but tore his ACL in the state wrestling semifinals last spring, and so Madden Barstead out for the season, which that's a big hit. He was huge for the Aggie football program as well. Here's the run-up, the approach, and we are underway as it'll be picked up just outside the 15-yard line. Hoff tripped up as he'll be knocked down at about the 30-yard line, where the Aggies will begin the first offensive possession of their home opener here in the Star City. Left guard Kiefer Finley, an all-state first-team player for the Hornets, returning this year for them. So here we go. It'll be on their own 30, or on the 30-yard line. Weidler takes the snap. He'll keep it himself, straight ahead, and a safe play to start things off.
Yeah, good idea. Nice play call there to get, you got your young quarterback trying to get used to the system. What better way just to get him the ball and let him get behind those big offensive linemen. If he doesn't just follow it for a nice 5-yard gain, and you do that a few times, you're going to get first downs no matter what.
2nd down and 6. Shotgun snap to Weidler. He'll pitch it to Vincent, trying to sweep outside to the far side, and will be chopped down just shy of the 40-yard line. Logan Vincent running with a head of steam. And he'll be just shy of the marker by a couple of yards. As he'll pick up 4 yards up to the 38-yard line on his first carry, and it'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Aggies from their own 38. Single receiver either way. Shotgun snap directly to Logan Vincent. He'll try and bowl his way through the left side of the line, and got just enough, I think. Good job by that Harvey Wells County line of holding things down, but just enough for a first down. A pickup of 2 yards for Vincent on the Wildcat direct snap.
Yeah, that was a nice play call. Good, that was a nice play to call because you had success on 1st, 2nd down. Very manageable, 3rd down play again. Get behind those big offensive linemen. Get your, pick up your 2-3 yards you need.
Here's the first pass of the game for Weidler. He'll hit Hoff, sweeping to the near side, a stiff arm, and then wrestled out of bounds just before the 50-yard line. As getting him down was cornerback Andrew Williams. A nice pass play goes to Hoff. Brady will pick up yardage, we'll say up to the 48. So a pickup of 8 yards.
I've liked the play call early for Velva, especially with the young quarterback. Let him run the ball behind the offensive line, and then the pass plays, don't have him stand in the pocket long enough. Get the good read, get the quick read, get the ball out of your hands.
So a 2nd down and short, 1.5 yards for a first at midfield. But the Aggies are going to take a timeout here. So we'll take a break as well. We got 10:40 remaining in period number 1. 2nd and short when we return.
Not everyone starts their day at the same time or in the same way. But no matter when or how, Verendry Electric Cooperative is there to help power every moment of it in countless ways. Because whenever it starts, one thing is certain: we never stop. Verendry Electric Cooperative is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
Welcome back to Larry Sandy Field. Following the timeout, 2nd down and 2 for the Aggies. Shotgun snap. Logan Vincent again in the backfield, and he is going to be held short as a great job by Easton Shue, the outside linebacker, of getting into the backfield and holding up Vincent. He'll be 1 yard short.
That was a nice defensive play there. Great job by those four down linemen there and defensive linemen for Harvey. They were able to kind of keep their blocks in. Shue was able to scrape down the line of scrimmage, get behind the line of scrimmage, get a hold of Vincent there behind, and for maybe a 1 yard gain, and brings up a big 3rd down for Harvey. If they can hold them here, they could Velva could be looking at 4 down territory being at midfield anyway.
3rd and a yard. Here's the snap right to Vincent, and he's going to be tackled for a loss in the backfield. Busting through is Christian Mertz, the defensive tackle. So we check the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. And Vincent nowhere to go, as busting through to make the tackle was Mertz for the loss. It'll be back to the 46 and a loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, that was a great job by Mertz being able to slip through that line. Yeah, that's one of the nice things when you have a smaller, quicker defensive lineman. He's able to shoot the gap a little quicker and get by those offensive linemen.
4th and 4, Aggies punt. And the punt by Logan Vincent. Fielded on the run by Dylan Heitman, and Heitman with a nice return. So, little momentum for the Aggies, and then it stalls out after a stiff defensive stand by the Hornets. They'll have it for their first possession on the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 Hornets. Tyson Zare, the junior, is their quarterback. Dylan Heitman, Andrew Williams starting wide receivers. Instead, run a little play action. The pass out to the far flat. That's going to be caught there by Williams. And he's going to pick up a nice gain for the Hornets on a 1st down play.
Yep, nice play there. Get your quarterback out in space, run that little boot. Give him that option of being, if somebody's open to dump it down to you. But you always have that. You got that mobile quarterback. He can get out of the pocket. He can look to tuck it up and run himself. But a good 1st down play here for Harvey. You got the, almost the 1st down right off that. Gives you a short 2nd down.
9 yards, so a 2nd and 1. The I backfield. And blown up is the play as Logan Vincent busting through to make the tackle for loss in the backfield.
You've had both. You have had both outside linebackers on both Velva and Harvey that have come up and been able to make plays in the backfield of the offense, and so that was a great job. With Velva running that 3-4 defense, that gives those outside linebackers who typically your quicker ones that can get downhill and get into the backfield quicker.
Loss of 4. The pass caught up the sidelines and finally wrestled down after a 1st down. A nice catch by Cale Haas, the tight end, for a 1st down all the way into Aggie territory. So check the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Good fake. And the throw, and off to the races is Haas.
That was a big play there for Harvey. Now the challenge for Velva's defense. Now you've given up that big play. Now let's stiffen up here defensively and try to get them moved back here.
26 on the game. The give out of the backfield goes to Mertz, the senior running back. Tries to hurdle a couple defenders. Falls forward to the 37. We'll give him 3 yards on the gain.
That's good. That's good being anticipating. Those guys shooting for the legs. 6'1", 225. That's a load to try to bring down if you're trying to tackle high. So he's going to expect a lot of guys going around the thighs, around the legs. If you can hurdle over a couple of those guys, great. But that's just going to be a steady dose of that run game is going to slowly probably wear down the Velva defense.
And our first flag of the night is coming here, and that will be a false start against the Hornets. 5-yard penalty will push them back to the 42-yard line, where it'll be a 2nd down and 12. 6:45 remaining here, first period, no score yet. Christian Mertz, again, that senior running back, 225 pounds. The fullback is Easton Shue, a 190-pound senior. Isaac Keller, the senior center, will snap it back to Kyson Zare. Zare trying to get out of a tackle and scampers to the sideline, and we have a flag on the play, and slow to get up in the middle of the field for the Hornets, but getting up now is Williams. Flag on the play, I think, is going to be a holding call. As
I think we're gonna see, you know, the number 77 Gleave there, the right tackle, getting hold of that pass pursuit there, and you know, one of those that right in front of Ben Kramer, the referee. Those are pretty easy ones to call there. So, you know, Velva's getting benefiting a little bit from the couple miscues here, pushing them back to a longer second down here. So this is really plays in the favor of the Velva defense. Now they really have to buckle down and not give up that big play.
All the way back to the Harvey Wells County 48-yard line. 2nd and 22. Zare with a screen pass. That'll be caught. Scampering to the far side and finally wrestled down on the play. Easton Shue, I believe, at the carry. Is it 22?
Oh, I think it was Mertz. I think
Mertz.
Shue's coming in the game right now. So
got it. Okay,
that wasn't a bad play call there. You're backed up. You just came back from a penalty. You know Velva's defense is going to be coming after you a little bit. Try to catch him off guard. Napping a little bit. Good call with the screen. I like the play call there. Gives you, get some of the penalty yardage back, but still a long third down here.
3rd down and 13. Just under 6 minutes to play, first quarter. Zare in trouble in the backfield, and he's going to be sacked.
Yeah, it looks like
Ryan Family Dealership instant replay here.
Yeah, it looks like Lexington Smith, the defensive end on that side, came down. It did a great job of staying disciplined. It looked like Zare was trying to pump fake him, trying to get up in the air. Did a great job of staying down on the ground, just getting the hands up at 6'2", 205. All you get, stick your hands up in the air. That makes it for a tough passing lane to begin with. So great job, good stand there for the Velva-A-Ggies after giving up their, after punting on their possession, holding Velva to a punt as well, or Harvey as a punt.
Zare with the punt, rolls inside the 20 and inside the 15 where it is down, and that's where Velva Drake Adamus Garrison will take over, control the ball with their second possession. Each team with one possession ending in a punt. 5:05 remaining here, first quarter at Larry Sandy Field. Glad to have you along here this evening. BNC National Bank has locations throughout North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. BNC National Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit them online at bnc.bank. So from their own 14, snap back to Weidler. Little screen pass to Vincent. Has blockers. Cuts up field, and he'll have close to a first down. A nice little screen to the left side. Run by the Aggies here, as you'll see on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay.
Yeah, that was a great job there. Again, good play, dialed up. Both teams running their first attempts at a screen rather well. Never hurts when you got your big left tackle out there, Lexington Smith, kind of leading the way for Vincent there out in space. So a great job. You're in the shade of you're in the shadow of your own end zone. A good first down play to get yourself away from the end zone here a little bit.
Ryan Family Dealerships, 5 locations to serve you. Minot or Williston, or online driveryan.com. And the Hornet defense comes back with a sack.
Yeah, that was a great job there by that front four of Harvey being able to get some nice pressure. Didn't really have to come with a blitz. Really, young quarterback. If you can put pressure on a young quarterback, get him moving, get his feet moving in the pocket, get his eyes off of the targets, you're going to have some success. So look for Harvey to kind of mess with the mind of Weidler a little bit, and some stunts, some fake blitz, bringing some pressure here. You got a long second down. Be smart here. If you're Harvey's defense, don't do anything foolish that'll give up a big play.
Weidler looking to throw, finds Brady Hoff, and he's going to be tackled immediately shy of the 20-yard line. Williams, one of those, coming in to put the hit on. To the 19-yard line. Pickup of just 2 on the pass play. Still 3rd and long. to the 35 for a first down. So about a 3rd and 16. 3:10 and counting to go, period number 1. No score yet. Two receivers far side. Weidler up the middle and caught. Great throw and grab there as the Jordan Mack, the tight end, as Weidler led him perfectly, as you'll see on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay.
Yeah, that was nice play call. It looked like Harvey kind of dropped into some zone coverage there, and Mack was able to come across the field and kind of get behind that zone of the linebackers dropping, and Weidler did a great job of putting it out where only Mack could catch it, kind of behind the linebackers in front of the safeties, and then a missed tackle and you pick up a first down. So both offensive have had that big play. Now it's Harvey's defense turn to kind of hold them here a little bit.
Running a handoff. Someone lost a helmet there. Logan Vincent with the carry.
Looked like Wetzel got his helmet knocked off. I think he was looking at the refs. I think he was probably thinking that the blocker's hands got a little too high up in the face mask. Maybe pushed the helmet off here a little bit, but per high school rules, he's got to come out for a play. But he'll be ready to come back in after this play.
No gain on the play by Vincent, as he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage at the 44. 1:54 and counting, first period. No score yet on that BNC Bank scoreboard. Aggies have a 2nd down and 10. Weidler scrambling near side. On the run, throws, and a flag. Yes, they are going to throw a flag downfield. Intended receiver on the play got flopped over as they got their feet tangled up. Slade Nordstrom went down.
Yeah, you could tell that the flag didn't come out right away. You could tell the back judge was having trouble kind of getting the flag out of his pocket there. But it was right call. The unfortunately for the defensive back for Harvey, he didn't really get a chance to get his head around and see where the ball was at. And like you said, they got tangled up. Good call there. Able to pick up first down. New fresh set of downs here for Velva. Minute and a half left here in the quarter. See what happens.
To the Hornet 46. 1:39 left, first quarter. 1st and 10. A low snap. A flag. And now flags on back-to-back plays here, as this will be a false start against the Aggies, their first penalty of the night. Back across midfield to the 49, they'll move the ball. First and 15 now for the Aggies. We're nearing the end of period number 1. Each team with one possession. This is the second for the Aggies. Weidler throwing, caught. As right up the middle across midfield, the throw to Isaiah Hackman, the sophomore wide receiver, is complete. And that'll get him up to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Velva does such a great job offensively on their pass routes. They do a lot of crossing with their routes and to just kind of mix up get the eyes of the linebackers to kind of get fixed on the first guy. Usually it's the first guy that goes through that kind of clears the space, and given time, if Weidler has enough time, he's able to dump it down to the second guy crossing. So you see Velva do that quite a bit, and they're really successful at doing it.
And a shotgun snap. Flag on the play. Run through the A-gap right side for Isaiah Hackman, lined up in the quarterback position that time. Illegal shift is called against the Aggies.
Yeah, there I think you had both Vincent and one of the slot receivers kind of going in motion at the same time, and of course one of them trying to get set, and unfortunately they weren't able to do that. So you see that a lot early on in the season, guys trying to get the mechanics down and try to get the timing. So 2 costly penalties, back-to-back penalties for Velva to push them back into a more of a second and long situation. So kind of works in the favor of Harvey.
2nd and 11 from the 47 of the Hornets. Weidler takes the snap, rolls, now scrambling backwards, and finally lofts it over to Jordan Mack. He'll find room to run, and as he's tackled, he'll draw a flag as well.
Yeah, great job there. Weidler just kind of scrambling, keeping the play alive. Nice job by Mack to not abandon his quarterback and kind of be available for a pass reception. And everybody looks like we've got an illegal block in the back, or then that's usually sometimes what happens when you got a quarterback scrambling like that. The play is busted, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden they flip it to Mack, and now they got to make something out of nothing.
So 10-yard penalty on the illegal block. All of a sudden we have a rash of penalties here.
I think Velva might just, with 18 seconds left before the penalty occurred, I think Velva might just let this thing run out and go into the second quarter.
Down to 1 second, and they'll not get the play off. The clock will run out. So, first quarter has come to an end. No score yet. Hornets and Aggies here on PSP Network.
I love sports, but sometimes, like when a t-shirt cannon hits me square in the nachos, I wonder, is Sport Clips better than sports?
Because sports plus a hot steamed towel beats sports plus hot exploding cheese.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. It was free. Sport Clips, it's a game changer.
A place where Minot's finest views meet unforgettable flavor. Welcome to Beowulf Craft Kitchen and Lounge. Upscale casual dining crafted with care, paired with an exceptional selection of wines and bourbons. A place for family fun and nights meant just for two. Or gather with friends to watch the game in our reimagined lounge. All overlooking Beowulf Golf Club, North Dakota's #1 rated course. Beowulf Craft Kitchen and Lounge. Come experience Chef Barry's fusion of flavors.
Welcome back to the Star City of Velva, North Dakota, as we head to period number 2. Number 2 begins with a 2nd and long for the Aggies from their own 44-yard line. Handoff, and now the flea flicker back to Weidler, and it's complete to Jordan Mack. Ryan Family Dealership instant replay here. Handoff, flick back, and then up the field, and they find the completion to Jordan Mack for a big chunky yard. It's down to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great job, nice job by the offensive line of Velva. That they know they have to keep their blocks to allow the handoff and the pitch, and then the pitch back to the quarterback. They know and then be disciplined enough to stay behind the line of scrimmage, knowing it's a pass play, so they don't get an illegal man downfield.
3rd and 5. Weidler at the shotgun snap, pocket collapsing, and he's going to go down. Wetzel with the sack.
That's a good coverage by the secondary linebackers. We do have a flag that came down on the far sideline, but a nice job on the back end of Harvey's defense, not allowing those receivers to get open. So we'll have to see what the play is here. Looks like it's a play penalty against Velva.
So the Aggies have had a rash of penalties all of a sudden here. End of the first quarter and into the second. And this one will push them back another 5 yards. So from the Hornet 44-yard line, a 4th down and 8. Weidler takes a low snap, picks it off the turf. He's going to scramble himself, angling to the sideline, getting to the stick, and I think he got it. Good job in pocket awareness here of seeing it collapse and just finding a hole right up the middle, angling off to his right. And the quarterback, the freshman, is going to run all the way down to the 35-yard line and pick up a first down.
Yeah, it was a nice job dropping back, and you know, Harvey sitting back in the little soft zone underneath, maybe some man over the top, and Weidler was able to step up, and once he realized that, you know, he got to about the line of scrimmage and looked and saw where the, you know, first down marker was, and was able to kind of get and beat that first wave of linebackers, and then angle himself to the marker to keep that drive going.
This time he'll throw on the run, and overthrowing his intended receiver, Aiden Ferguson. Flag on the play again here on the near side of the line of scrimmage. Mr. Kramer has all of a sudden gotten really, really busy. Illegal shift again.
Yeah, looks
on
like
the Aggies.
Yeah, it's a good thing he during pregame brought up his little signal call sheet for us to kind of take a look at, so we'd get those signals right for him. But yeah, it looks like Velva's just kind of been shooting themselves in the foot here this possession. They've been able to get some big plays, and then it's just been negated with some penalties that they probably ill afford can have.
5 penalties for 30 yards now in just the last couple minutes. Handoff and a run play straight up the middle, as Logan Vincent will lower the shoulder and pick up positive yardage.
I think that Velva's kind of has to get kind of back into that groove of controlling the line of scrimmage, letting Logan Vincent kind of be the workhorse here a little bit. He does a great job of keeping his pads low, keeping his legs going. Gets that first contact, but then keeps his legs moving and was able to kind of pick up and get back some of that penalty, and get back most of that penalty yardage.
Second and a long 9. 10 minutes to go here, first half, no score. Vincent again, straight ahead, but wrapped up around the ankles and then brought down up high as he got to the line of scrimmage. Short gain as he will fall forward for maybe a couple yards.
Yeah, we're definitely Velva's in it has to be kind of in that 4-down mentality mode this drive. You know, we saw it in the previous drive when Weidler was able to pick up the first down. You know, knowing you're probably in 4-down territory here, you don't necessarily have to get all of the yards, but get a good chunk of them.
Trips receivers to the near side, and that's the way they throw. As the catch is going to be made here by the tight end, Jordan Mack. Easton Shue with the tackle.
It's been a nice little combination there, Weidler and Mack. A nice little safety blanket for Weidler, young quarterback, having a sure-handed tight end that he knows he can throw to. Again, they didn't worry about getting all those yards back, yards for the third down, knowing that they were going for it on fourth down, a much manageable fourth down here, 4th and 5. But it's going to have to be one up front with this offensive line.
Pistol formation with 2 receivers right. Fakes the handoff. Weidler running, and the pass is tipped. Great job there defensively as Rylan Wetzel, the defensive end, got in and tipped that pass. As you'll see here in our Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Tell linemen, what do you do when you're going to the quarterback? Get your hands up. Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
You got both defenses that you know, defensive end Lexington Smith for Velva that, you know, stands 6'2". You've got the 2 DNs for Harvey are 6'4", 6'3". You're not going to get to the quarterback, get your hands up and deflect the pass.
So on downs, Hornets get it back, and their first play from scrimmage on the drive, a handoff to Christian Mertz, and the senior bowls his way forward, picking up about 3 yards up to the 33. A 2nd down and 7. 8:22 and counting to go, first half. No score yet on our BNC Bank scoreboard. Under center, the handoff. Hit in the backfield and brought down. That'll be a tackle for loss, as there was no room to run. As you'll see in our Ryan Family Dealership instant replay here. Hit up high and then Finished off. Mertz. Say a loss of a yard to the 32. 3rd down and 8. Direct snap. Run to the left side by the quarterback, Kyson Zare. Good job by the Aggie defense, plugging that hole in the A-gap left side. Zare gets to the 34 and picks up just 2 yards on the carry.
Been real impressed with both defenses. Have done a great job of weathering the storm of the offense, giving up big plays there, but when they need to, both defenses are really stepping up on those 3rd and 4th down opportunities.
Hoff will scoop it off the turf. Returns a couple yards before he shoved out of bounds, and then a flag comes out. 7:01 remaining here, first half. And no score yet on our BNC Bank scoreboard. 2 possessions in the first half for either team. Both of them ending in punts for the Hornets. Aggies' first one ended on a punt, and the second one giving it up on downs. Penalty against Velva-D-A-G Garrison.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like almost probably, almost uncharacteristic, like for a Velva team to be, kind of undisciplined. The fact that penalties. I'm, watching their game last week. They were relatively clean here. They're kind of shooting themselves in the foot every once in a while with some of these penalties.
From their own 27, Logan Vincent through the right side, lowers the shoulders, bowls his way forward, and we'll get to the 29, we'll say. Pickup of a couple yards there for the running back.
Number 54, Harvey Wetzel, looked like he was a little slow getting up after that play. That again, you got that heavy, that heavy running back that likes to lower his shoulder and keep his pads low. It kind of wears down on on your defensive lineman every once in a while.
Another flag, a delayed pitch to Vincent. Looking to find room to run, cannot find any room as he'll be tackled for a loss, but we'll see what the flag is all about.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be another one on Velva, and they're just kind of, this drive, they just kind of can't get out of their own way here. They, had the penalty plus very, probably was almost looked like a busted play to begin with, and Wadley was just kind of looking for somebody to get the ball off to. But yeah, Velva is not, they're not going the right way here on this possession. So here, 3rd down. Try to get as much as you can here and give yourself, if you are going to punt here on 4th down, if you don't pick it up, give yourself enough room here that you can possibly pin Harvey deep here on a punt if you do have to do that on 4th down.
Hornets denied the penalty. They'll take the result of the play, a loss of 6 yards to the 23, where it's 3rd down and 14. Screen pass. Jordan pounded as he catches that ball. Hello. Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. We can relive the pain that Jordan Mack felt. He was throttled there by Newmiller.
Yeah, Newmiller did a great job of just kind of reading the eyes of Weidler and then making a nice break on the ball after it was thrown and did a great job of wrapping up so there wasn't any chance for them to advance the ball here. So a nice defensive stand here by Harvey.
4th down, Vincent will punt it away. Good high kick. Fielding around the 45-yard line. Heitman on the run, has some room to run up the sideline and eventually shoved out of bounds. And the Hornets with little momentum after a big defensive stop and a nice punt return by Heitman. They'll be set up in Aggie territory, 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Well, it was a good punt there by Velva there by Vincent on the punt. Might have been a little kind of a line drive, didn't allow those gunners and to kind of get down and break down a little bit. So you're able to kind of catch that on the run and get a good return.
Run play by Christian Mertz. Running and keeping the legs turning as the senior tailback carries defenders inside the 30-yard line. Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Handoff, hit once, hit twice. Third time, carried all three of them, and finally a fourth guy comes to help out.
Yeah, if you're
a strong run.
Yeah, if you're a young player trying to learn how to be a running back, you watch that play and you tell you guys you keep those legs churning and keep going, because you're going to eventually wear down the defense and get a big gain.
That's what the Hornets do again, this time to the left side, as once again Mertz will get it. He'll pick up enough for a first down as he is to the 22-yard line.
You know, they've done a nice job those first two plays there, Harvey, and with Mertz getting the ball. So now you're kind of forcing Velva into kind of a decision mode here. Do we bring an extra guy down and try to help on the run? And if we do, are we playing into the hands of Harvey with a little play action pass?
4 minutes to go in the half. They tried the run right up the middle. Aggie defense stiffens this time.
I still like the
Ferguson in there helping on the stop.
Yeah, still like the idea of turning around and letting Mertz kind of carry the ball even here on this second and long. You know, you're seeing here he's wearing down. They're wearing down that defensive front there by Velva. They're allowing, you know, Mertz is picking up 2-3 yards a carry and slowly wearing down this defense. Don't be surprised here if they've done this a couple times. Might see a little play action here. You never know.
3:23 to go in the half. This time they pitch it on the run to the near side, trying to get outside, unable to do so. There was Dylan Heitman. Great job there by the Aggie defense of stiffening and holding. Emmett Legge, one of those in on the tackle to the 20-yard line. And be a pickup of just a yard on that sweep play by Heitman.
Yeah, I like the play call. I like the idea you've hit Velva with that steady dose of Merck there the last 2-3 plays and kind of worn him down, and now you get your speedster tailback out there on the toss and try to extend it, force the defense to play sideline to sideline.
Timeout on the field. First International Bank and Trust timeout here at PSP Network.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
.255 remaining, first half. No score yet on our BNC Bank scoreboard. And a 3rd down and 7 for Harvey Wells County as they set up shop at the Aggies 20-yard line. Now in the ServPro red zone. ServPro 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians and advanced technology. When you need fire and water restoration and cleanup, call ServPro. Fumbled snap, picked up on the run. It's tipped in, it'll be picked off. First turnover of the game. And Ryan Family Dealership instant replay shows, again, hands up, tipped ball, interception. And just when the momentum was peaking for the Hornets, an interception and a turnover, the first of the game. Aggies get it back.
Yeah, it was a nice breather there for Velva, a good redemption there. And, you know, they were getting kind of gashed there with Merck running the football, but, you know, fumbled snap, and then you got a right-handed quarterback running to the left, and you're not going to have a strong throw to begin with.
Sliding catch made by Hoff as Brady Hoff, the senior receiver, slides in at 33-yard line and gets that one. 8-yard play. Clock running, 2:22 and counting to go here first half. No score yet. It was a low-scoring affair that Harvey won last year, 10-8, when these two played. Again, a low-scoring affair in the first half. Nobody scored yet. Weidler on the run. Throws to Hoff, and Brady with another reception. Enough for a first down on the far sideline. He'll be tackled at the 42-yard line after a pickup of 9 on the play.
A nice job there offensively. You got, Weidler's doing a nice job getting out of the pocket. The receivers are doing a great job of getting to their zone, sitting, waiting for the catch, coming down. Clock stops on the first down. You'll start up here on the snap.
And a blown up play there. Incomplete. Slade Nordstrom was the intended receiver there, and that was almost a turnover for the Aggies on that one.
Yeah, Velva was able to avoid some disaster there. They had a fumbled snap to start the play, and then Weidler the timing, of course, was off on that, so Weidler had to kind of hurry up and sling that out to the sideline, and Velva did kind of dodge a bullet there with that ruled incomplete pass.
So it's a 2nd down and 10. Weidler, long pass up ahead, and it'll be caught, but a flag on the play. The result of the play, a touchdown by Isaiah Hackman, but wait and see what the flag is all about. This may nullify the play. And it will. The penalty is against the Aggies.
Bad luck there for Velva. They finally get that, they've been wearing down. They've been running those pass plays. They finally get that guy freed up the sideline, and just a little too much pressure there for Harvey's defensive front, and they were, Velva was unfortunate they were able to pick up a holding penalty there on one of their offensive linemen. But minute and a half left. You got a couple timeouts in your back pocket. You still have time to get the ball down the field. If you need to use a timeout here after this one, you still can. You still have one left over, but just try to get some momentum back here on this long 2nd down play.
So the 10-yard holding penalty back to the 32-yard line, where it's 2nd down 20. 1:33 to go here, 2nd quarter. Weidler snap. A little screen to the flat to Vincent. Sniffed out and tackled immediately by Keller.
Yeah, Keller did a great job of recognizing that, and then the important thing is that he broke himself down, and he was able to keep Vincent in front of him, and then he was able to kind of wrap up and bring him down. So that was a great job there by Keller, because you're asking that of a lot of a defensive lineman to kind of be in space with the running back to be disciplined enough to not fly after him and just kind of wait for him to come back to you. And then great job of tackling and bring him down, and then we had timeout called.
1:23 to go, first half. No score on our BNC Bank scoreboard. Thanks goes out to BSN. They create exclusive personalized solutions for both North Dakota high school and collegiate programs, doing everything from custom equipment to uniforms to coaches apparel, fanwear, branding, and more. They do it all. Contact your local BSN sales pro today. And thanks also to Bones Barbecue Sauce, a true North Dakota original that's created and bottled right here in the state. A premium barbecue sauce you can find at your local grocer, Cashwise, Marketplace, Family Fare. It is so good. Bones Barbecue Sauce. I've put it on burgers, hot dogs, sandwiches, dip vegetables in it, anything. Getting hungry thinking about it. 3rd down. Weidler scrambling, heavy pressure. Does he see it? No, sacked. Run down from behind by Kiefer Finley.
Yeah, that was a great job, Harvey, and then knowing that the down, the big 3rd down stop there, big sack, loss of yards. Harvey goes ahead, call timeout, stop the clock. Now they're gonna get the field. They're gonna get the ball back. They're gonna probably got some good field position, and they'll be, with the minute 14, they'll be able to do some things.
We'll say a loss of 7 on the sack of Weidler. 2nd sack of him today. And 1:14 remaining on the clock. On a beautiful Friday evening, pack stands here at Velva between the Hornets and the Aggies. And second best thing to be in here, watch it on PSP Network. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Jonas Nelson, Corey McIver, and all of the beautiful shots from our all-purpose utility player on PSP, Dylan, or Mr. Hansen. Sorry. Dallas. There we go. Dallas Hansen does play-by-play, does color, does camera, whatever we ask him to do. Fourth down and the big boot by Vincent. Fielded and brought down immediately. As a nice fielding catch there by Dylan Heitman, but Heitman tackled immediately.
Yeah, that was a much better punt there by Vincent. A high punt allowed those gunners to get down. Heitman wasn't really sure if he was going to let that thing bounce, if he was going to come up and catch it, but he, on the decision of making that catch, did a great job because he had those two gunners from Velva in his face, so he was able to catch ball and maintain possession of it. Now you got about a minute 5 here for Harvey. I believe they still have a timeout left in their back pocket to use as well.
3 receivers near side. Throw, and is that one caught? Wow, you're kidding me. Superman dive for Williams to make the catch.
I was afraid he kind of maybe threw that a little too far, but that was, too bad that his back was turned to us. It'd be kind of nice to see that on the other side. Of course, kind of looked like Coach Weidler was kind of disagreeing with that maybe a little bit, but a good first down play, a big first down play, stop the clock enough to get the chain set, and now it's ready to go.
Gain of 22. Once again, Zare, and he's sacked this time, trying to scramble out of the pocket, and Aiden Ferguson got him from behind.
I think he was actually able to get that pass off. They were able to pick up about 5 yards, but Harvey must be out of timeout, so the clock is running, but they got time here for one play, maybe two if they can get one off in time here.
Second down and 7 from the Aggies 35. Zare, incomplete. Flag on the far side of the field with 13 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first half. See what the flag is all about.
I think I saw the sideline referee calling defense on Velva there in the neutral zone. So
yeah.
Not only does it stop the clock, but then it also gives Harvey 5 free yards here. So again, you can chalk that up to some uncharacteristic play there by Velva. These penalties in this first half has really kind of stalemated some of their drives, both offensively and defensively.
Zare gets the snap. 13 seconds. Another flag comes in. Pass going to be caught and wrestled out of bounds as the catch is made by Easton Shue, but we'll see. It looks like this penalty is going to go against the Hornets.
I think you're going to have Harvey called for a holding penalty here, so that's going to back them up. 10 yards, 4 seconds left. The way this first half has gone, you never know with some of these big plays that both offenses have been able to do. So, it's important here for for Velva to stay disciplined here defensively on this last play and just keep everything in front. You know they're going to, with 4 seconds left, there's not a whole lot of time here. They might even not even have time to get a play off altogether.
They start to wind the clock, and it winds down to zeros, and we have reached halftime here at Larry Sandy Field in Velva. Our halftime score, scoreless between the Aggies and the Hornets. Our Jerome's Collision Center halftime report coming up next.
Catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. PNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car. There's some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Hey, welcome back to the Star City of Velva, North Dakota. Larry Sandy Field as Aggies and Hornets. No score here at the halftime. Our Jerome's Collision Center halftime report brought to you by Jerome's Collision Center. They are the trusted experts that have been around since 1975. Whenever you have a vehicle that needs repair, well, they're the ones to call, as they will get you back in order and do it as quickly as they can. Another business that I've supported, a couple summers ago, we had severe hail damage on our Suburban. We took it to Jerome's, and they did an excellent job. They wound up replacing the whole roof and the whole hood. Did paintless dent repair on anything on the side panels, and looks brand new. So great job by Jerome's Collision Center. You can check in with them anytime you are in need of auto body repair. 701-852-5126, the number. They're located in North Hill, right across from the airport. Normally at this time, we would recap for you our scoring summary. We don't have any scoring in this game yet. Harvey Wells County Hornets have had the ball 4 times. It was a punt, an interception, and then halftime. The results of their possessions here in the first half. The Aggies also have not hit the end zone. Their possessions have included ended with a punt, ended on downs in Hornet territory. Then it was a punt, and then a punt. And here we are at the half. The results of the plays, or the drives so far. Nobody yet into the end zone, though, here at the half. A few statistics. As you would imagine, the kind of game that we've seen here in the first half, not much offensively for either club. Harvey Wells County, I have a total of 82 yards, 86 yards for the Aggies here at halftime. You break it down between passing and running for the Hornets. 10 carries for a net gain of just 13 yards. 5 of 7 passing the ball has been Kyson Zer for 69 yards and 1 interception. Aggies with their 86 yards, 13 rushes for the ball, a net gain of 5 yards here at the half. Passing, Peyton Weidler has been pretty good at passing, though. He's 11 of 13, 81 yards here at the break. But the penalties, they've hurt the Hornets, but they have really hurt the Aggies. Very uncharacteristic for the Aggies, as I have them down for 9 accepted penalties against them for a total of 55 yards here in the first half. The Hornets have been penalized 4 times for a total of 40 yards. Individual stats, Christian Mertz for the Hornets, 7 carries for 18 yards to lead the way. Andrew Williams has a couple receptions for 31 yards. Cale Haas had a 26-yard reception. You had Christian Mertz with a 9-yard catch as well. Also for the Aggies, Logan Vincent has been held in check by the line play for the Hornets. He has 9 carries, but it's only gained 7 yards on the stat sheet. Peyton Weidler, the quarterback, 4 carries for a net loss of 2 yards. Leading receiver, the tight end Jordan Mack, 4 receptions for 27 yards. Brady Hoff also has 27 yards on 4 receptions. Logan Vincent with 2 catches for 8. Isaiah Hackman has a 9-yard catch for the Aggies. So all in all, here we are, 0-0.
Yeah, you know, we were talking during the break there before we came back from at halftime, and very, you know, like you said, very uncharacteristic for Velva, especially penalty-wise. I mean, you know, you try to remember the last time they've had 9 accepted penalties in a half, and it seemed like that one drive they were just one right after the other that really kind of killed a lot of the momentum. You know, they had the big play that would have went for the touchdown, the lone score of the half that got called back on a holding penalty. You saw the coaching staff across the way with Coach Weidler. They're looking at the iPad trying to figure out what it is that they can tweak here at halftime and going into the second half, what they can do. And really it boils down to both defenses when they needed to have been able to step up and kind of absorb those big plays that both teams have had. You know, they're spotty at best, but both teams have had some big plays, and both defenses have been able to recoup here a little bit. You almost have to think that sometime in this second half, somebody's gonna, that team's gonna have another big play that could potentially be a scoring play, or it's going to lead to a scoring play, and that's going to be the thing that kind of swings the momentum over to that team. So, both teams are just kind of feeling, spent that first half, feeling each other out. Both offensive lines are doing a great job of moving. We're moving the ball when we need to. The defenses are stepping up and getting stops when they need to. So it's kind of a heavyweight bout where it's just kind of a slugfest and a few errors here and there in the first half. So you have to think that this second half it's going to be very much the same thing, and that team that can get that big play when they need it is probably going to be the one that pulls out the victory.
Again, one of 3 games tonight on PSP Network. We have here in the Star City, West Fargo and Bismarck also are playing in the WDA. We have Davies and Minot that'll be just kicking off now here as we turn to 8 o'clock. So that one will be just getting underway as the Magicians looking to improve on a season last year that didn't see a lot of success for them last year. But head coach Chauncey Hendershot has been working hard with his guys and hope they're headed in the right direction this year. Coming up next week, it'll be another full week here on PSP Network as we really settle in and then start in with volleyball as well. And you'll see Tuesday night there we got Legacy North volleyball in the air along with Bismarck and Dickinson and Minot High and Mandan. Prime time comes your way on Wednesday nights. An exciting announcement about prime time. Live on location at Buffalo Wild Wings. So you can come out and you can be a part of the audience for prime time at Buffalo Wild Wings Wednesday night. Dallas Hansen is stoked about that. He is looking forward to that. More volleyball coming up on Thursday night. Linton and Dickinson Trinity, Bismarck and St. Mary's all be at Des Lacs Burlington as they host the Miners. And then football Friday night and also football Saturday next weekend. So our first full schedule week next week here on PSP Network. And a reminder to make sure you follow and subscribe, like us, Facebook, X, Insta, YouTube, so that you can keep up to date on everything going on PSP Network. We would appreciate that. We'll take another halftime break here on our Jerome's Collision Center halftime reports. Third quarter action coming up next. No score, Hornets and Aggies back to the Star City in just a couple.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
AE Construction Management and General Contracting builds more than structures. They build confidence. Your trusted partner in commercial construction across North Dakota, they handle everything, from planning to final delivery. Whether it's steel, industrial, or retail, AECM builds with precision and safety. Their hands-on approach keeps your project on time and on budget. Build better with AECM. Call Tim at 701-818-0099 or visit aeconstructionmanagement.com.
Dear valued customer, I'm Jared Lundeen, owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
If you're in the Minot area and looking for a rental, start here. I just moved and had no idea where to begin, but then I found Creative Property Management. They've got the most listings in town, apartments, townhomes, even single-family homes. They made it easy, helped me find a place that felt like home, and their 24/7 maintenance means no stress. Whether you're new to the area or just ready for a change, book a tour with CPM today.
Not everyone starts their day at the same time or in the same way. But no matter when or how, Ferendry Electric Cooperative is there to help power every moment of it in countless ways. Because whenever it starts, one thing is certain: we never stop. Ferendry Electric Cooperative is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
Welcome back to Larry Sandy Field as we're just about ready for third quarter to get underway here on a beautiful Friday night. You know, the amazing part about football here in North Dakota is you go from the football games here in August to the end of the regular season toward the end of October, and then into the playoffs, and the weather change that happens in that time period is pretty drastic here in North Dakota most of the time.
Yeah, you've got people out here, short sleeve t-shirts, warm, muggy, and then they'll give it about a month and a half, and we'll be all bundled up in snow gear and wind blowing 20, 30 miles an hour.
80s and humid when we started the game, and as I was setting up, I heard some of the cheerleaders practicing, and they're saying, "It's so hot." And I was sweating too. I was right there with them, so love it though. Love it. Here we go. Aggies will kick off. Ball on the tee for Logan Vincent. Here's the approach, the boot. Running up, making the catch just outside the 20-yard line. Angling up across the 35 is Andrew Williams, and guess what? First play of the third quarter, a flag. I think Mr. Kramer gave you that little cheat sheet on.
He might have given it on purpose, just because he wanted to.
This will be a blindside block. That will be called.
You know, that's one thing I do applaud the Activity Association, the Federal Activity Association, or the state one. You know, they're doing their best to clean up some of those hits that, you know, in previous years have been legal, and just the player safety, the concussions, all those, you know, those negative things that can result in that. You know, they're just trying to clean that up here a little bit and just kind of make sure that, you know, everybody that starts the game is finishing the game as healthy as possible.
Right. So they'll place a spot at the 18-yard line. Handoff, run to the right side, and not much gain for the fullback there, Easton Shue, on the carry. To the 20, I guess, yeah. So we'll pick up a 2-yard carry there. And we'll bring up a second down, short 8, long 7, whichever you want. Just on our way here, third quarter. Glad to have you along. Jonas Nelson, Corey McIver with you. Alice Hansen on camera. Fake the handoff one way and then go the other way. Once again, it's Shue on the carry through the left side of the line. We'll pick up about 5 yards up to the 25-yard line.
The first time we saw kind of a misdirection play there by Harvey, and all that. Obviously, your Mertz is kind of your all-purpose back that you want to try to get the ball to as much as possible, and the offense knows that they know Velva's going to be keen on that. So you've seen Shue the first couple plays just kind of maybe wear down and then hammer it home here with Mertz.
3rd and 2. Try the right side of the line with Christian Mertz, and no room to run there. He is stacked up. No gain on the play.
Good opening series there for Velva's defense. They didn't end the half, the first half, very well. That probably was addressed at halftime with Coach Weidler and his staff, and here now to come out and force Harvey into a 3-and-out, and probably going to get the ball into some pretty decent field position.
Zaire with a good high punt, taken by Hoff. 45 across midfield to the 40, up the sideline, 30-yard line, and out of bounds he is shoved. Brady Hoff with a beautiful return on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay here. Stiff arm and shoved out of bounds in Hornet territory, but we've got an injury timeout as one of the Hornets down on the play at the 35. Getting up is Andrew Williams, the senior.
Yeah, it looks like he probably just a little cramp there. It looked like he, it's one of those things with we talk about the games in August, hot, humid, muggy. You're going to have the tendency of having some muscle cramps every once in a while. So that's all that really was, is he was able to the Aggie player was able to kind of stretch it all a bit. You can see he's still kind of bothering here on the sideline too. He's got a teammate or a friend of his kind of stretching out that leg a little bit. So he has to just get some water in him, get some cool down a little bit, get that spasm taken care of.
1st and 10 from the Hornet 27 for the Aggies. Direct snap this time will go to Hackman. Isaiah tries to run straight ahead. Stacked up by the Hornets. And we'll say 2 yards picked up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, kind of, with the had Hackman there in the backfield with Vincent, kind of gave Harvey a different look there. Wasn't necessarily like the Wildcat formation as early in the first half, just kind of a different look. Just kind of see what Harvey would do defensively against it. And you see Weidler kind of back under center now.
Weidler under center, 2 receivers left. Quick pass, and that one is broken up and almost picked off there by Heitman. The cornerback read that one, and he came in and almost picked it off as we check the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Weidler with that quick pass out there, but Heitman jumped the route and almost had a pick.
Yeah, that was a great job by Heitman to kind of recognize that and just kind of sell out and you like that was probably that I talked about at halftime, that big play that both teams were looking for. That was very well could have been that big play that really vaulted Harvey to a win here. So we'll have to see what happens.
3rd and 8, and that one is picked off. At the goal line, racing back up the near side on the interception. It's Hansen, I believe, number 7, Brody Hansen.
I think that was good defense there by the defense, the cornerback there on the play, and great job there by Hansen there with the interception, then to get back up the field. So there's that big play that that Velva dodged the bullet by Heitman dropping that potential pick 6 there, but come back with another interception and then was able to kind of get a good return on it. So now Velva's defense is really going to have to step up here.
From their 25, they're going to air it out, and just off the fingertips of Heitman. Zare just about had the connection with Heitman, and that would have gone all the way. Nice drop, sets up, and lets it fly. Good arm strength there. And just off his fingertips.
You see that a lot by teams that get a turnover like that. The first thing they want to do is take a shot down the field and kind of, they got the momentum. Now they're trying to compound it a little bit more and add on to it. A great play call and just off the fingertips. Otherwise, that would have been for sure a touchdown.
8:56 to go, 3rd quarter. No score. A flag on the play on the keeper by Zare near the 30-yard line. The tackle.
It's like we're signaling a chop block there, I think, on one of the offensive linemen for Harvey. It kind of looks like Ben Kramer, the referee, is signaling over to Weidler. It looks like it's going to be a chop block there. And again, one of those penalties that just seems to halt the momentum of both offenses. Is just being compounded again in the second half. So Velva's caught a break here by the dropped long pass, the potential touchdown pass there, and now a costly penalty on Harvey's offense that pushes them back toward the shadow of the end zone here. So it's really important now, we got a long 2nd down play here. Velva just stayed disciplined and keep everybody in front of them.
15-yard penalty, back to the 10, where it's 2nd down and 25. Zare across the middle, finds the connection. Williams with the catch, 1st down and more, still going. Cross midfield and finally shoved out of bounds. Well, there's a big play for you. A crossing route by Williams, as he just would not go down, finally run out of bounds.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Velva, they had Harvey kind of right where they wanted him with the penalty that backs him up, and then I think they just kind of the safeties over the top just kind of got caught watching in the backfield, and he was able to kind of sneak out in front there. Williams was. So a big play here, Harvey. See if they can compound and add on to it.
After a 46-yard gain, Mertz finds no room to run. So he'll try right up the middle. Aggie defense holds him, limits him to just a yard at the 43. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. No score yet on our BNC Bank scoreboard. Second down and 9. From the Aggie 43, Zer looks to air it out again, and over the top. Was the catch made? No. Landed out of bounds, but a good effort on the attempt by Hansen.
Yeah, that was a nice pass by Zer. You know, he kind of put it in a spot where only his his guy could come down with it. The defensive back on that side kind of stopped running a little bit and allowed that space that you could add a potential reception on. So a big third down here for both squads. You know, Harvey wants to keep the momentum going. Velva needs to stop it here.
3rd and 9, Zer airing it out again up the sideline and incomplete on the intended pass to the far side. And his intended receiver was Bentley Buckmiller. So, 4th down now in Aggie territory. Well, Hornets punt. Looks like they're going to try and punt.
You know, the way both defenses, the offense is not really being able to move the ball. Smart decision here if Harvey wants to punt this and see if they can pin him deep.
Zer with good punt. It'll bounce and out of bounds as it goes out at the 10-yard line. So that was a nice punt by Zer. Again, the drive stalling for the Hornets. 7:43 remaining, third quarter yet. No score on our BNC Bank scoreboard in this one. Aggies will have it back here, 1st and 10 on their own 10-yard line. Say a big thank you to Bones Barbecue Sauce, Northern Plains Heating and Air, and BSN, hoping to bring you our broadcast tonight. Weidler handoff. No room to run for Logan Vincent. Great job by plugging the hole as Easton Shue, the outside linebacker. No gain on the play.
Yeah, it's almost a sense that Harvey just feels like they have a sense that Velva's really struggling offensively and can't really get some things going. So they're really amping up the pressure here, being aggressive on the defense, limiting Vincent, not letting Vincent really kind of get his motor going and getting downhill, and Weidler's kind of been hit or miss in the pass game. So this is, pinning them back on this punt has kind of really played into Harvey's favor.
2nd and 10 from their own 10. Weidler's pass, and that one was tipped and is incomplete. Slade Nordstrom was the intended receiver, but Cale Haas, the strong safety, got a hand up on it and knocked it down.
They're very fortunate there, Harvey is, because Nordstrom was able to get behind and had Weidler get some more air underneath that. That was that big play that Harvey was probably looking for. But on the flip side, Velva's really awfully fortunate that that Haas didn't get a chance to pick that thing off, because that was underthrown, and if Haas would have been able to get both hands up, that would have been another interception.
3rd down and 10 from the 10. Weidler up the middle, incomplete. Slung that one right through the hands of Hackman.
Well, that was a great job there by Harvey. It all started with the good angled punt, pinned them deep in their end, and now Harvey's going to get really good field position here on the punt, even get a decent return. They're not going to do anything foolish here on the coverage. They'll just make sure that the ball is kicked, and they're going to make sure that they got enough blockers back here for Heitman to you get a clean catch on this punt and hopefully have a decent return.
Peyton Weidler in the second half, 0 of 4 and an interception. This one will bounce and will roll dead, be downed by the Aggies. But again, as Corey said, good field position for the Harvey Wells County Hornets, as they'll have it 1st and 10 on the Velva-Drake-Animus Garrison 38-yard line. A short field for them. 6:40 remaining, third quarter. No score yet on our BNC Bank scoreboard. Lights on, sun setting. Under center, there's Kyson Zer, handoff. Dragging tacklers forward and keeping the legs churning straight ahead. It's Christian Zer once again with a tough run all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he was met right at the line of scrimmage, but again, good running backs. They keep their legs moving. They keep the pads low. They've really forced those guys to tackle the whole body, and you're gonna, you're wearing down this Velva defense. Guys are struggling here a little bit, so look for Harvey to make, second and short. What the heck? Go ahead and turn around and give it to Mertz again and let him pick up the first down.
2nd and 2. Zer looks to throw this time. Now under pressure. Scrambling, lets it go, and will throw it out of bounds before he's tackled from behind as the heavy pressure came from behind by Lexton Smith.
Yeah, that's the last thing you really want to do if you're Harvey when you drop back to pass, is kind of run around and potentially get sacked for a big loss. So you really want to remind your quarterbacks, you scramble like that. If nobody's open, throw that thing away, especially when you're second and short. You don't want to put yourself in a long third down situations. It's more manageable, probably 4-down territory anyway. So Harvey's kind of sitting pretty good right now.
3rd and 2. Mertz avoids a tackle, now bursts forward, first down and more, as he will tumble forward near the 20-yard line.
It kind of started, almost looked like almost a busted play there a little bit. Didn't look like it was a very clean exchange between quarterback and running back, but again, you've got Mertz running downhill, and he's able to get through the line. And had he not been tripped up by that tackler there, he probably would have been going into the end zone. But a nice first down pickup here. 1st and 10. Looks like they can pick up another first down without getting a touchdown here. Nice drive that Harvey's been going with the benefit of having a short field.
5:23 and counting, third period. Zer looking to scramble, flag on the play, throws toward the pylon and incomplete, but a flag. And we'll see what the result of the play is.
Looks like we're going to get Harvey with a hold here, but more importantly here, it looks like if you're a Harvey Hornet, if you're a Hornet fan, it looks like Zer's kind of holding on to his arm here a little bit. So that's kind of something to look at here for the remainder of not only the quarter, but the half here. He's kind of grimacing a little bit. I don't know if he got hit in the hand when you threw that ball or what happened, but that's something that's going to definitely have to play out. But a big costly penalty here for Harvey on that holding penalty.
Send him back 10 yards, as that will be their 6th penalty of the night for a total of 65 yards. Ball spatted back to the 30-yard line, and
it looks like Harvey took a. I don't know if Harvey took a timeout or if it was the officials took a timeout, because we've got, not only do you have your quarterback kind of dinged up, but you've got Harvey's got a receiver laying down in the end zone there with some cramping issues. So, it could have been one of those where the officiating crew kind of decided to kind of take a break and let the guys go get some water here and hydrate a little bit. But you've got, this is what happens kind of in the second half of games when it's hot and muggy and humid like this. It's going to happen. So a good lesson for everybody to, it's not just the game days where day games that you hydrate and get plenty of water. These are, you want to start drinking water early in the week, Sunday, Monday, and just continually be hydrating throughout the week. So when it is hot and humid like this, the risk of cramping up is diminished a little bit. But you're going to see that. You're probably going to see that quite a bit here in the second half. Guys playing both ways and not getting a whole lot of time off the field is kind of a contributing factor to that as well. But looks like he's kind of up and moving on his own, and we're kind of back ready to go here. So it's going to be interesting to see here with Zer. It looks like he's out here on the sideline now. So I don't know what the injury is or how severe it is, but he's not. He's on the sideline here. So we got a new quarterback. Looks like it's number 15 for Harvey.
That'll be Christopher Marchand. Gives to Mertz. Mertz tries to drag tacklers to the left side, and a host of blue. But he'll be brought down after a short gain on the play.
Yeah, you've got Rashaw still in the game here, so you know you've got a running back like Mertz in the backfield. You know that you got a younger quarterback coming in and maybe a little inexperienced. The best thing you can do is just turn around and give it to your running back and let him kind of carry the load a little bit.
Marshawn, a junior, giving off to Mertz. Around the right end, he'll go, and Christian pulling tacklers inside the 20-yard line. Gets back just inside the original line of scrimmage. Picks up 10 yards on the play. Still 3rd down and 8 coming up for Harvey Wells County. From the Aggie 18, 4:06 and counting to go 3rd period.
Let's go defense! Come on, defense!
Marshawn under center will turn around, hand off to Mertz again. He'll go around the right end. Runs into a host of Aggies, and he'll be dropped.
You know, that's the one thing that, you know, Velva can maybe kind of rely on. You've got a different quarterback here, so you know you're probably going to rely on Mertz here a little bit. You know, they can overload they can load up the box here a little bit. They can put some pressure on him. You know, and then the big thing is once you do make contact with Mertz, wrap up and hang on to him. Don't let him get free and be able to break out and bust a big play here. So
4th down.
Big 4th down here for Velva.
4th down. Short 8 yards to go. Marshawn back to pass, throwing toward the end zone, and incomplete. Just through the hands of Williams. He was popped right as he went up in the air to receive that ball. And he's the end of the play here on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay.
You know,
between two defenders. Went up and just couldn't quite gather it in.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask for your backup quarterback to come in and then hope to ask him to pick up a big 4th down in a game that you need a big play on, and you almost be able to come through. And now you kind of see the cramping issue kind of affect both teams here. But I think the bigger concern, you know, we have it on camera here. Dallas has got a good look at that. You got the trainer over here kind of taking a look at Zare, and I know they were kind of looking at his hand. I don't know if it was his passing hand or his non-throwing hand, but you know, they're kind of taking a look and to see if he got hit, if there's something there that would cause concern of him maybe not being able to get back in the game. You know, if he's not able to return, what's the the remainder of this game look like? More importantly, if he's going to be out for a little bit, going forward, what's that do for Harvey, and knowing what they've got coming up here after this game and going forward. So you kind of as a spectator, as somebody that broadcasts games, you hope that there isn't anything. It's nothing major. Something that if he's just got to sit out the rest of this game and rest a little bit and be ready to go next week. But as long as they've got Mertz in the backfield that can carry the football, and that's going to be a lot to ask of him as well. And we'll just have to kind of see what's going on here. But more importantly, we've still got the cramping issues with players, and so get those guys out, get them well enough where they can get off the field and see what happens here. But you got the coaching staff from Harvey is kind of over there talking with Zare and seeing if he's all right. But we'll see what happens here going forward.
Well, we saw the same thing last night in that game down in Bismarck, Century and Shanley, with especially second half, a lot of guys cramping up. In fact, they had the one play, I think 4th quarter, where they had one of the guys, I forget if he was Shanley or Century, but he cramped up and they took him off on the opposite sideline, and the refs wouldn't let him continue until he got to his own sideline, so he had to have a couple guys come across the field and carry him back over to his sideline. So, yeah, that's a problem definitely now. 1st and 10 for the Aggies after they get it on downs from their own 18. Weidler under center. Play clock down to 9. He'll hand off. And a good run through the A-gap left side, lowering the shoulders and picking up yardage.
I think you're going to look at the remainder of these last 2.5 minutes of this quarter and the fourth quarter. You're going to see both running backs from both teams are going to be the key focal points of the offense and the success that these teams have going in down the stretch.
8-yard pickup for Vincent. They quickly snap it on a 2nd and 2. No gain on the play, maybe. We'll see.
Well, maybe
very
minimal, but
about a yard, I guess.
We'll call it a long
27.
Call it a long yard and a half there, maybe. But yeah, this is going to be a big big third down here for Velva. They've got to get some kind of drive going here, and knowing what Harvey's got offensively speaking, you've got to make sure that you can pick up this first down.
Under 2 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Snap handoff. First down and more. 2 hands around the ball, and Vincent pulls his way forward up to the 20 or 35-yard line.
I've been really impressed all game about how these two running backs, Mertz for Harvey Wells County and Vincent for Velva, how hard they've been running the ball, but like you said, 2 hands on the ball, absorbing the contact, and keeping the legs churning. I mean, these two running backs are, they're carrying their teams as their successes that they have. It's due large in part with these two running backs.
Pistol formation this time. Low snap. Weidler will pick it up, quickly hands off. And again, Vincent right up the middle. Lowering the shoulders, pushing his way forward across the 40 to the 43, where he will pick up another 8 yards. Second down. Short 3, long 2 for the Aggies. Under a minute to play now, third quarter, down to 55 seconds and counting here in the third period. A scoreless game, which you got to think for the Hornets, the longer it keeps no score, the better they got to feel their chances are. Handoff, Vincent, left side. Might have enough for a first down. See where the spot is, right at the 45, and
haven't really signaled that. I think it's
Kramer will look, and
looks like
they're
going
going
to
have to measure. Is this one the nose of it?
Oh, no, he did.
Oh, he did say it. Okay.
He did give it to him. No, I like how Velva's kind of slowed the tempo down just a little bit, allowing their guys to kind of get back in the huddle, get rested. There's no sense of urgency, which is a good thing here. They want to use as much clock and as much time as they can. Third quarter's winding down. You're going to get another decent play here off and before the quarter.
Saw Williams getting worked on the sideline, trying to work those cramps out. First down play, and again, they'll go right up the middle, and again, it's Logan Vincent. Enough for a first down to the 42-yard line of the Hornets. 13 on the play that time.
Yeah, really this drive right now, Harvey hasn't really had a good answer for Vincent running the football, so expect that coming out of the quarter break. Expect Velva to kind of keep that going.
3 complete, no score yet here at Larry Sandy Field in Velva.
The community has a heartbeat. Around here, it's the first responders who answered the call. So Ryan Chevrolet set out to say thank you to the people who protect, serve, and care for our neighbors every day. Ryan Chevrolet offers first responders $500 off select Chevy vehicles. Plus, all qualified buyers get 0% APR for 5 years on select Silverado models. Ryan Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Teams switch ends of the field, so Aggies now going right to left. First and 10 from the 42. Hackman will take it. Isaiah will be tackled for loss as he tried the right side. And see the spot. I guess we'll say no gain. Got back to the same spot, 42.
Yeah, there
Second down and 10 coming up for the Aggies.
There you had, in that last play there, you had Weidler going in motion. That's something that they hadn't done yet. They send the quarterback in motion there. But again, I like the call. They had been turning and giving it to Vincent here for half dozen or so call plays, and so just something a little different here to maybe see if they could get Harvey kind of off base here a little bit. But looks like we got a little stoppage in play here. Referees kind of.
The game clock did not start for that play, so
I think they might have to try to figure out how much time to take off.
So that's what the officials are discussing. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Harvey Wells County Hornets continue to look at two players. You see Kyson Zare there, the quarterback, in that third quarter on a passing play. Looked like he hit his hand or wrist, maybe on a helmet, came out of the ball game. Has not returned since. They're going to take 24 seconds off, so 11:36 on the game clock. They'll reset the play clock at 25, and a second down and 10 coming up for the Aggies from the Hornet 42-yard line. In a scoreless game. Weidler handing off. Vincent met at the line of scrimmage, and no gain once again as the Hornet defense stiffens.
Just seems like it's kind of been the MO all game. Like when the defenses need to have a stop, they've been able to kind of step up. So this is kind of a big third down here for Harvey. Probably a passing situation here for Velva. Maybe some play action to see if they can get the linebackers to kind of bite here a little bit. But look for Velva to air this thing out.
4 receiver set. Weidler will do that. Across the middle, that'll be caught. First down is... Catch is made by Brady Hoff.
That was a big pitch and catch there for Weidler. Nice completion. Moved the chains here. Gave them a fresh set of downs. Now the clock's going to get going here as soon as the chains are set, and now you kind of see there's some guys there on the defensive side there from Harvey. They're trying to catch some wind here. They got their kind of hands on their hips, their hands on their thighs here, trying to get some air here underneath to look for Velva to kind of maybe take advantage of this turnaround, give this ball to Vincent.
First and 10 from the Hornet 27. Shotgun snap. Weidler drops it. Peyton will pick it up. Looks to run, but is wrapped up and brought down. As busting in to make the tackle was the defensive end, Kiefer Finley.
Very, very fortunate there for Velva that they were able to kind of, Weidler was able to kind of get that thing to kind of bounce back up to him, and then of course you just tell your quarterbacks and stuff like that, just take care of the football, cover it up, and then just kind of get as many yards as you can. Live to fight for another play here. Looks like they lost a yard there. Look for them to kind of turn around here and give Vincent the ball here on this second down play.
Second and 11. They fake the handoff. Rolling and incomplete on the pass as Weidler, as looked like his intended receiver might have been Raider Barstead, number 21.
Not a bad play call. They've been giving the Vincent the ball a lot here, and a boot play like that, you're allowing Weidler to kind of get out in the flat, get out in the area, give him the option. Maybe you could tuck it up and run that one here a little bit, but as much as Velva needed a third down stop against Harvey on their last possession. Harvey's going to need to do the same thing here.
3rd and 11. 3 receivers right for Peyton Weidler. Low snap. He'll scoop it up. And incomplete. Off the fingertips of the intended receiver was Emmett Legge. A little out route.
You know, now the question you have to ask you, it doesn't look like they're bringing the punt team out. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on there. But, you know, it looks, you know, I was just kind of looking here on the Harvey sideline, and the coaching, you know, the coach was talking to the backup quarterback. And so you have to think that he's probably going to come back in. You know, if you really wanted to take a gamble, you know, a little pooch kick here and try to pin Harvey deep and kind of force them to go the length of the field. But it looks like Velva's kind of lining up to go for this thing.
They will on a 4th and 11. Weidler airing it out toward the pylon, and Brady Hoff cannot bring it in. Good defensive stand there by Williams. And an incomplete pass. So on downs, Hornets get it back. .9:24 remaining in the 4th quarter. And a scoreless game. So it will be Christopher Marchand at quarterback, the junior. Turns around, hands off. Tough run straight ahead, and bowling his way all the way up to the 35-yard line is Shu, the fullback with the carry.
That was a nice little play call, nice misdirection there, counter. You know, you've got Harvey's got their stud running back in Mertz trying to with the workload here, and why not try to see if you can catch Velva sleeping there on the first play and give it to your fullback instead.
2nd down, a long 3. Trying to sweep to the outside was Mertz. Christian can't get much on that play against the Aggie defense. This will be brought down at the 38-yard line, or 37, excuse me, just 2 yards picked up. That'll leave a 3rd down and 1.
I saw on that last play, the exchange between center and quarterback hasn't been the cleanest the last couple here. Maybe it's because of the lack of reps with the first squad, but look for that maybe to be a miscue here down the stretch.
Handoff straight ahead for Shu, and spun down. Looks to have enough maybe for the 1st down, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think that far sideline official that was already signaling it after he was down. So a big 1st down pickup here or 3rd down conversion there for Harvey. Kind of kept the drive going. 8 minutes left with the clock running here. So it's kind of do or die time here for both teams. You know, we're kind of running out of time here if you want to try to win this thing and not have to go to overtime.
Handoff. Christian Mertz, left side, and another big run as he'll lower the shoulders and push ahead up to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the carry for Christian.
He had Raider Barstead have his helmet come off on that tackle, so he had to come out here. But a nice pickup, nice gain there by Mertz there to make it more second down more manageable.
2nd and 2. Marchand rolling out, looking to throw, and incomplete, but a flag as well. Holding is going to be the call.
Yeah, like the play call there for Harvey. Get your backup quarterback, get him moving out of the pocket, get him mobile. Looks like he's pretty confident, right? You know, on the run there, throwing the ball. It was a nice strong throw there. You know, so just unfortunate there for Harvey that they picked up with the holding penalty, and now it's going to back him up here and make this make it a more lengthy 2nd down play.
Back to the 37. 2nd down and 12 now after the penalty. I formation. Marchand with the handoff to the fullback. And Christian Mertz, nope, didn't find any room to go. wrapped up high and low. 6:47 and counting, fourth quarter in a scoreless game. We'll say a 1-yard gain to the 38. Third down and 11 for the Hornets. 6.5 to go. Clock continues to run. The third down play. Marchand rolling out of the pocket. Heavy pressure. Sack from behind. Running him down is Lexton Smith on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay.
That was a nice job by Lexton there to just kind of keep his path there. Great job by the second, the defense dropping back into coverage, not really allowing Marchand to kind of get a good look, get a good throw off, and tracked him down for a nice sack here. Big stop there. Now Velva gets the ball back with about 5.5 minutes left.
4th and 13. The punt away is up by Bentley Buckmiller. Hoff mishandled it at the 30, but I think he got back on top of it before the Hornets got there.
Yeah, that was a big recovery there by Hoff to kind of recover that little muffed punt there. So now you got, Velva's got the ball here, 5.5 minutes. They're going to lean on their run game with Vincent here a little bit. Give Weidler opportunities to throw the football if he needs to. Just tell him don't try to do anything fancy with it. Just take care of the ball, make the right decision. If you need to throw it away to save the possession, then do that. But look for Vincent to kind of be a focal point here these last 5.5.
Handoff and a run through the A-gap right side. Logan Vincent bottled up by the Hornet defense. 1-yard gain to the 30. A 2nd and 9 coming up. Clock continuing to run. 5:10 and counting to go in the game. Aggies coming to the line as the clock goes under 5 minutes. Shotgun. Low snap. Picked up. And pulling his way forward is Logan Vincent. Logan said, "Hey, look what I found."
Yeah, that's sometimes that's one of those double-edged sword thing. You got the bad snap, and then for some reason a lot of times when defenses see that bad snap, they start to lose and forget what they're supposed to do responsibly, or their responsibilities on the defensive side when they see that botch snap or that ball on the ground. And kudos to Vincent. He was able to kind of pick that up, scamper, and get enough for a first down.
9-yard gain, so 1st and 10. 4:22 remaining in the game. Vincent again through the line, tripped up as he falls forward near the 45-yard line. Another 6 yards picked up on his 20th carry of the night.
Yeah, he's
2nd and 5.
He's definitely stepped up here in the second half and really kind of carried the ball well for Velva, especially in the second half when they've needed it. They've got a nice drive going here. He's picking up yards at a decent clip. They're manageable 2nd and 3rd downs, and they've been able to move the chains.
Again, a low snap. Quick handoff to Logan Vincent, and he will bowl his way forward for another first down into Hornet territory. Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Strong run by Vincent once again. To the 44. Picks up 11 on the carry. 1st and 10. 3:22 and counting in the game. Vincent again tries the middle. Bottled up there as not much room to run, and Isaac Keller, the defensive tackle, one of those on the stop for the Hornets.
Rolling down here now. We're getting close to being under 3 minutes left in regulation here. You have to kind of think to you have to start maybe thinking to yourself here, when's a good time for Harvey to start using some of these timeouts here to, to maybe stop the clock, maybe give their guys a breather and try to recoup a little bit, but then being able to have enough time, and if in case Velva does come down or go down and punch one in, they got time to kind of answer back.
Again, the handoff, left side, the run. Vincent again to the 40. Clock ticking down, now under 2.5 to go. And I think we're going to have an official timeout here for a cramped up player, which probably isn't the worst thing for either side right now.
No, I think
to get some liquids in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we talked about it. You're going to see this maybe quite a bit here in the second half, but at least it kind of gives both teams a chance to get over, get some water, talk about this upcoming third down, 3rd and 5, big third down for both sides, both teams, both sides. It just gives us a chance to just kind of take a look. We just talked about how the Minot High Davies game, started off. Just looking at the score here, looks like Minot's holding on to a 14-9 lead here with a couple minutes left to go before halftime. The fans up at Sentinel Stadium up there for Minot North's home opener, they're up 28-14 on Williston right now with at the end of the third going into the fourth quarter. So there's some pretty good football being played here around here in Velva, and then up at the Magic City there at Dwayne Carlson and Sentinel Stadium. So people are enjoying some football tonight.
2:16 and counting to go in the game as the clock winds. Third down and a long 5 for the Aggies. Weidler, pass, caught, first down, Brady Hoff, and more.
Yeah, that was a good play there. Weidler did a great job. He got the snap and he got the ball out right away, and then turning, and then nice by Hoff. He turned up the field. He covered up the ball, was able to pick up the first down. This is the thing that Velva needed to hear to go, and Harvey's kind of they're holding on to these timeouts, but I think eventually they're going to have to start using them.
It's time to give to Vincent. He'll find room to run. Inside the 20 is Logan Vincent. Into the Serve Pro Red Zone. 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology. When you need fire and water restoration and cleanup, it's Serve Pro. Vincent again gets the give. And timeout taken by the Aggies. Will stop the clock here at 1:23 remaining in the ball game. A scoreless game. As that run by Vincent picked up a yard to the 16-yard line. So a third down and less than 1 after the timeout here. 1:23 remaining on the clock. In our scoreless game here, we say a big thank you to some of our sponsors like Berthold Farmers Elevator and Creative Property Management, Verendry Electric Cooperative helping to bring you our broadcast, along with Circle Sanitation. Big thank you to them and all our sponsors here on PSP Network. So here we go, third and less than a yard. From the Hornet 16 here in the Serve Pro Red Zone, under center. Handoff through the line. Touchdown, Aggies! .117 remaining in the game, and finally somebody scores, and it is the Aggies on a Logan Vincent run. Check the handoff, dives through the line, and then bolts into the end zone for the score is Logan Vincent.
You just had that feeling that he had so many runs that he was able to get through that first wave that at the line of scrimmage, and then he's been tripped up countless times, and this time he was able to kind of scoot free there, and there was nobody there, and he was able to kind of get into the end zone. That's just him just wearing down that Harvey defense and being able to break one when he needed to.
2-point conversion is no good. So timeout on the field. 1:17 remaining in the game. Aggies up 6-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
Disaster damages your home. ServPro doesn't just clean up, we rebuild what matters. From repairs to full interior reconstruction, our team restores your space with care and craftsmanship. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
$1:17 remaining in the game. Aggies finally punch it in for a score. Ten plays on that drive, covering 71 yards on the drive, and again the 16-yard run into the end zone for Logan Vincent. Here's the boots. Low spinning kick that'll be picked up about the 20-yard line. Up the middle of the field, and nice return all the way out to the 40-yard line. 1:11 remaining on the clock for the Hornets. And with the ball at the 40-yard line, they'll have 60 yards to go. And 71 seconds to try and get a score to even things up. Again, backup quarterback Christopher Marchand in for the injured Zaire. Takes the shotgun snap. Heavy pressure. And he'll be sacked. Ball is loose. Still loose. And who recovered it? I think the Aggies did.
Yes, they did.
Scramble by Marchand, hit, ball came loose, it popped out, and eventually, I think it was Lexton Smith that got on top of it. So, second turnover for the Hornets as the fumble. And with 1:03 remaining in the game, the Aggies will take a timeout. And they'll have it on the Hornet 37-yard line following our timeout. Stick with us. Our post-game wrap-up is coming up, brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shops Crossroads. We'll name our Sport Clip Player of the Game. And also we will name for you the Move of the Game, which is being brought to you this year by Credence Energy Services. All a part of our post-game wrap, plus a look at the scoring summary or stats, both individual and team-wise, coming up in our post-game wrap-up. You can stick with us here on PSP Network. $1:03 remaining on the clock. As teams will head back out onto the field.
I think if you're Coach Weidler in this instant, you're just telling guys, hey, there's still a minute left. They've got some timeouts. They probably will, maybe use them to maybe stop the clock, give themselves a chance. But the big thing is here, take care of the football.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, hold on to it. When you get hit, go down.
Hand off Vincent, right side, and wrapped up at about the 30-yard line.
That was good. Good first down run there by Vincent. He's smart enough. He's been around. You got your senior running back, and he knows, and he knows that hang on to the football. He knows how important these last 35 seconds are, and he's going to take care. He's going to make sure that he's going to take care, and they're going to use the play clock as well. They're going to run this thing down, and they'll probably have to. They'll have to snap it here before the play. Before the play goes off, but. could very well be the last play of the game.
Down to 20 seconds on that, and they'll call a timeout. Clock will stop for the Aggies with 17 seconds remaining on the clock. Final timeout before postgame. Back with the finish after this.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
If you're in the Minot area and looking for a rental, start here. I just moved and had no idea where to begin, but then I found Creative Property Management. They've got the most listings in town, apartments, townhomes, even single-family homes. They made it easy, helped me find a place that felt like home, and their 24/7 maintenance means no stress. Whether you're new to the area or just ready for a change, book a tour with CPM today.
"17 seconds on the clock as the teams come back onto the field. Aggies should have to take one more snap here, and that should do it. Weidler under center, handoff, Vincent. Short gain, and the Hornets will let the clock run. All spotted at the 27, so 3-yard pickup. As the clock runs out, final score in today's Division 1A football game finds the Velva Drake Animus Garrison Aggies victorious over the Harvey Wells County Hornets by a final of 6-0. Planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame. Tim Joy next.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. ESP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Every community has a heartbeat. Around here, it's the first responders who answered the call. So Ryan Chevrolet set out to say thank you to the people who protect, serve, and care for our neighbors every day. Ryan Chevrolet offers first responders $500 off select Chevy vehicles. Plus, all qualified buyers get 0% APR for 5 years on select Silverado models. Ryan Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors, your plan, your future, your team.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Welcome back to Larry Sandy Field here in Velva. Final score tonight, Aggies with the victory 6-0. Our Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads postgame. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for a farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. You can visit them online at planningteam.com. Planning Team Financial Advisors, helping clients work toward financial freedom. And Shots Crossroads, your post-game headquarters, located on the bypass. Order online at shotscrossroads.com or stop in for a delicious meal, including their world-famous number 99 hash brown combo and so much more. Team buses are always welcome at Shots Crossroads. 6-0 the final in this one, and the only score of the game did not come until a minute 17 to go in the contest. And capping off a 10-play, 71-yard drive, Logan Vincent rumbles 16 yards into the end zone to get the 6 points. The pass fails on the 2-point conversion, and so 6-0 is our final score here in tonight's contest. Team and individual statistics for you. I have the Aggies down for a total of 221 yards of offense on the night. 110 on the ground, 111 through the air. The Hornets, a total of 183 yards of offense tonight. They had 68 on the ground and 115 through the air. A little more specifically for the victorious Aggies, 35 carries of the ball, 110 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Through the air, I have Peyton Weidler, 13 of 22, 111 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception on the game. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, their 68 yards on the ground came on 25 carries of the football. They had 1 lost fumble. Passing the combination of Kyson Zare and then Christopher Marchand, who came in relief of him. 6 of 13 for them for 115 yards and 1 interception thrown. Individual statistics in the ball game have Logan Vincent, the leading rusher for the Aggies. I have him carrying 28 times for 113 yards and a touchdown. That 16-yarder. Peyton Weidler with 5 carries for a net loss of 3 yards. And Isaiah Hackman with a couple carries for a net gain of 2 yards. Leading receiver on the night for Peyton Weidler was Brady Hoff. 6 catches, 67 yards for him. Jordan Mack, the tight end, had 4 catches for a total of 27 yards. Logan Vincent with 2 catches for 8. And Isaiah Hackman had a 9-yard catch. Individually for the Hornets, Christian Mertz with another strong game. 17 carries for 60 yards on the night. Easton Shue had 4 carries for 16, and the quarterback, Christopher Marchand, 2 carries for a net loss of 2 yards and that lost fumble. Andrew Williams is the leading receiver for the Hornets tonight with 3 catches for a total of 77 yards. Cal Haas had a 26-yard catch. Christian Mertz also a catch of 9 yards on the night. Penalties. We had a bunch in this ball game. The Aggies wound up penalized after 6 times in the first half. They wind up 9 total on the, no, they had 9 at halftime. So they didn't get any penalties in the second half. They played a clean second half as 9 penalties, 55 yards on the game for the Aggies. Meanwhile, the Hornets wound up with 7 penalties for 75 yards. 2 turnovers for the Hornets on the interception and the lost fumble, and 1 turnover for the Aggies on the thrown interception. So let's look stat-wise at the ball game today. As again, the Aggies get the victory here tonight. 6-0 is the final in this one. Which puts us to our Sport Clip MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips, which is home of the MVP haircut experience. Nothing comes close to making you feel like an MVP, quite like Sport Clips. You can stop in or check in with a hairstylist today at sportclips.com. MVP of the game, Mr. Corey McIver. Who did we choose?
We went with Velva running back Logan Vincent.
Yeah.
That the touchdown drive aside, he was actually, he was the main focal point of Velva's offense early on.
Yep.
He carried the ball. I mean, when I went down and talked to him, you could see that. I mean, he left it all on the field tonight, and it was. He was real, a smile on his face. I think it felt really good for him to get into the end zone on that drive when he knew that he was going to be the one that was going to have to get them there, and he rose to the occasion there, knowing that Harvey was they were going to focus on him in that drive, and he accepted that challenge, and he is I shook his hand to congratulate him, and he's got a grip on it. That's not too many. I don't think he's going to lose too many footballs that are going to get forced out of his grip. But I mean, he's a nice kid. We had a nice little brief little talk there, but very very humble. At least the early on what I could tell, just the brief. But just happy to get a win. He's gonna enjoy it a little bit, but knowing that crew, they're going to be ready to go here next week when Stanley comes to town.
Yeah, last week against Valley City, the senior All-Stater had 89 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, and also 27 yards receiving. This week, he winds up rushing for 113 yards and the lone touchdown on the game, and also had 8 yards receiving, so a total of 121 yards all-purpose on the game for Logan Vincent, your Sport Clip MVP of the game. So that leaves us now with the move of the game, which is brought to you by your friends at Credence Energy Services, located across 8 states, founded in Minot in 2014. Credence Energy is a leading independent production and midstream chemical company. They provide advanced technology solutions to the oil and gas industry. You can find out more at credenceenergy.com, credenceenergy.com. And I thought this would be our move of the game. Throwing toward the end zone and incomplete. Incomplete pass in the end zone. That was the lone opportunity, basically, for the Hornets on the game.
Yeah,
for them in the end zone, and just went through the hands there of Andrew Williams on the game. So,
but you look at that play, but you look at the way that Velva's defense kind of rose when they needed to, and both sides just that first half were just kind of feeling each other out, and mistakes were being made, but it seemed like both defenses were weathering the storm of some big plays, and you just knew in the second half, like we said, whatever team can get that first score, that's going to energize the defense, and you saw it on that last pass attempt by Harvey. They just, Velva just came after him. They were able to get that forced fumble on the strip sack and then the fumble recovery, and that kind of sealed the deal. So, giving it to the defense, that they were put in some pressure spots there and some big plays that were given up, but they weathered that storm, and they were able to kind of keep Harvey out of the end zone and keep a 0 on the scoreboard, so that they'll take the win. And like I said, they'll enjoy this one for about the remainder of tonight, and then they'll be looking ahead to Stanley here next week on the 4th.
This is the schedule tonight. Here's the schedule for next week here on PSP Network as we enter into full-blown production mode. Volleyball Tuesday, Thursday, football Friday, Saturday, and don't forget the first prime time of the season live at Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday night. And so that's what's coming up this week. Don't forget to make sure that you follow and subscribe. Facebook, you'll find us on X as well as Insta and on YouTube. So follow and subscribe so you can keep up to date on everything that's happening, of course, here at PSP Network as we launch into this 2026-27 school year. That'll finish up our Planning Team Financial Advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame report. Big thank you to Dallas Hansen for filling in last second, doing an excellent job on camera. For Corey McIver, I'm Jonas Nelson. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, the Aggies get the victory tonight over the Hornets, 6-0 here on PSP Network. Have a great weekend, folks.
When disaster strikes, you need help fast. At ServPro, we're on the road within the hour, ready to restore what matters most. Our certified technicians arrive prepared, backed with decades of experience and advanced tools to handle any challenge. Inside, our team gets to work, quickly assessing the damage and getting straight to work. So you can breathe easy, knowing trained professionals are here when it matters most. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Fender bender, a big idea. The next chapter.
Different days have different needs.
But they all start the same way.
With one call to First Western.
Banking. Insurance. Trust.
Not departments, just different ways we show up for the same people.
First Western, all under one roof, all in your corner. You can bank on us.
Welcome to the UPS store. How can I help you today? From big, bold banners and yard signs to professional business cards, flyers, brochures, and more, we can help bring your ideas to life. The UPS store, 1940 South Broadway, Minot.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms.